Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akira and I'm not actually in my room right now for this review. I apologize. But anyway, I'm just gonna jump right into it right now. This is the final review for the final Harry Potter film in the franchise. This is Harry Potter and the Death Eaters Part 2. Came out 2011. This is hands down one of the best movies I've ever seen. If you're a Harry Potter fan, this is everything, and I mean everything you could ever ask for. So right off the bat, it picks up where the last movie ended off with Voldemort getting the Elder Wand. Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they have to break into Gringotts. They have to find one of the Horcruxes. There's a dragon there guarding it. In some cases, you could say that. But anyway, so they get there, they get it. But Griphook, one of the goblins who helps them get in the vault to find one of the Horcruxes in Gringotts, he betrayed them. Of course he did. Yep. It's just sad. I know, right? Anyway, so they escape. And on the dragon, they let the dragon loose. They find their way to Hogwarts, and it's all out war. It really, really is. And it's just craziness. This movie is like the most fast-paced, action-packed, epic Harry Potter movie ever. It's so good. It's easily, hands down, my favorite fantasy movie. It's my second favorite movie of all time. Call me a fanboy. I'm sorry, guys. I adore this movie. I love it so much. It's so good. I know some of the lines off by heart too. It's weird. It's a bit weird that I know lines from a movie like this, but what can you do, right? But the best part of this movie is the characters. Like the Golden Trio aside, Snape, Voldemort, spoilers obviously, but Dumbledore, sees Ghost, it's amazing. But the best part of this movie is actually the flashback with Snape, involving Snape. That is amazing. Oh my god, guys. It's so good. The Princess Tale was done beautifully. It is hands down my favorite flashback scene of any movie ever. And it's just really, really good, guys. I love it so much. Now, in terms of the acting, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, they're great. Ralph Fiennes is amazing. There's Voldemort, Michael Gambon, Alan Rickman. I mean, everyone in this movie, Matthew Lewis, Evander Lynch, Bonnie Wright. Now, I will say this though. I feel like, while I have said it before in my last video about the Harry Hermione thing, in this movie, Ron and Hermione kissing is very satisfying because we knew they were building up to that, and they did that very well. If only they did something like that with Ginny, instead of having her like a not even like a secondary character, if there was a thing for third place characters like that, if you know what I mean. First, primary, secondary, I don't know. But anyway, she was barely in those movies at times. And in this movie, yes, she's in it, but not a lot. Draco. My god, guys. Draco in this movie, he's still a bully. It's annoying. It really, really is. Now, my favorite part of this movie, besides the flashback scene, is the scene called Courtyard Apocalypse in the soundtrack. It is so epic. The music hits home so well, and every emotion, you feel everything. You feel happiness, you feel sadness, you feel anger, you feel ooh, this is crazy. This is really intense. I love that scene. Now, this movie also introduces us to Aberforth Dumbledore, who is Dumbledore's brother. And it's really cool to see him because he comes out in the battle and just his epic Patronus charm under the Mentors, and it's crazy. The Mentors, yes, they're in this movie again. It's crazy to see them. And I don't really know what else to say, guys, because it's so epic. There are so many things happening in this movie. And, people flying left and right, and wands and spells, and yeah. I do, however, also love, I will say this, the scene where McGonagall's preparing all the charms and everyone's casting the spells, and it's really cool. It's really building up the hype. And Voldemort's they never learn. It's so true. It's you think you can protect yourself that easily? Boom, we're breaking right through that damn barrier. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Voldemort never stops in this movie. He really never stops. This movie also, we finally get a good arc for Neville. Neville's arc is complete. He picks up the sword of Gryffindor and kills Nagini. It is amazing. It is so satisfying. If you ever thought Neville was not good, oh, think again, guys. Think again. He is amazing in this movie. He really, really stole the show in this movie. Now, another character that I feel like really got that time, that really I felt like, it's pretty interesting. It's actually Harry's parents, especially Lily. Now, James we knew was actually like, oh, okay, he picked on Snape and all that type of stuff. But Lily, we got to see Lily in this movie, and we got to see a whole new side of her. We got to see her when she was younger and all type of stuff. Now, I talked about the Princess Tale before, but I have to say, her relationship with Snape was done so well. Like, you could definitely tell that those two really cared about each other. And when you saw Snape's reaction to her dying and all that. Now, I have to say, the Princess Tale, when they show that tell Snape that the boy must die, it feels like the feels, man. Like, I didn't cry. Okay, let's just say that. But if you are a Harry Potter fan and you have never seen these movies before, and you feel, and you like, I don't want to be mean and sexist and anything like that. The boys cry too, but if you genuinely feel a lot in movies like this, you'll probably tear up because that just hits home. And oh my god, guys, Harry sacrificing himself in the Forbidden Forest. Ooh, like, imagine if Hermione and Harry were like together. How hard it must have been for her to see Harry go. But because it's not like that, because it's Ron and Hermione, it still hits, definitely hits, but it would not be as impactful if Harry and Hermione were together. That's another thing I have to say about that. It will be interesting, right, to see what happens. But anyway, I love also like Hermione just looks at Harry and he's like, he assumes that she knows that he's a Horcrux. He's like, I think you've known too for a while and all that, whatever he says, right? Yeah. It's so sad though, like Harry leaving his friends, sacrificing himself, and it's so cute when Hermione's like, she wants to go with him, and it's like, oh. I would have loved if she went with him into the forest. I would have wanted to know what actually would have happened. It would have been so sad though, like seeing like Hermione crying, like Emma Watson just, she captured that scene so well. Like, all three of them in this movie are amazing. They're so good. Now, I have to say, Hagrid, man. When you see Hagrid, he's like, Harry, no, what are you doing? You know, like, oh no, this is it. This is the end. Harry Potter dies. But no. Harry Potter is the Messiah in some ways. He comes back to life through some unjustifiable circumstances. Through some very extreme circumstances, as Chris Stockman would like to call it. Yes, Harry comes back to life. Now, I do have to say this though. Would I prefer Harry dead? Now that I think about it, maybe. And I know for me, that's saying a lot. I love Harry Potter so much. He's one of my favorite like movie fictional characters of all time, right up there with Batman and all that. But Harry dying would have changed it. Now that I think about it, it would have made it a little more darker. Like Infinity War, if you know what I mean. Like Endgame. Like, imagine if Harry died, like how Tony died in Endgame. It would have been sad, yes, but it would have like paved the way for like the future of like trying to like stop Voldemort or something. Like, that would have been crazy. But anyway, it would have changed the whole narrative of how J.K. Rowling told like the cursed child and all that. But still, I am very curious to know how they're gonna like make a cursed child movie, because that's something else I do want to talk about in this video. It's that the way this movie ends, it sets up the future of the franchise so well. Like, it sets up like the kids going to Hogwarts. They could literally continue off right where the last one left off. And I have a theory. So, those of you who don't know, Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2, right? Came out 2011. Yeah? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them came out 2016. Right? It's a 5-year gap. Right? 5-year gap. And apparently, you know, when the kids go to Hogwarts, when we assume Cursed Child takes place, it's 19 years after the end of Death Wars Part 2. Right? The end of Death Wars Part 2. So, if all things line up, right? If all things line up, what is 11 plus 19? 2030. Right? 2030. Now, ignore actually the 5-year thing, but my theory is this. If Harry Potter and the Death Wars Part 2 came out in 2011 and Cursed Child takes place 19 years later, this means that we could get a Cursed Child movie coming out 19 years after this film. I know that's not really a big deal, but Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson will also be in their 40s by then. Now, obviously, you have to recast the kids. It doesn't make sense. They'll be much older too, but even then, it makes sense, guys, because it's like, it's so obvious that they could, that year seems so like given, you know. Now again, this is just me. I know it's a very silly, bizarre theory, but just think about it. 19 years. 11 plus 19 is 30, right? Yes, it is. 2030 is the year we could see a Cursed Child movie. I have a strong feeling. Now, in terms of ending scene, the epilogue scene, as some people might like to call it, I like it. I don't love it. I like it, you know. I don't think it's unnecessary. It's not like one of the best scenes or anything like that, but it's a fine way to end up the franchise. And the music, John Williams' score, oh, so good, so good. Willie's theme in this movie is also great. I have to say the music in this film is hands down the best. I love Willie's theme. I love Courtyard Apocalypse, you know. I love the music for, you know, The Princess Tale, you know. I love Statues, that theme when all the statues come down. It's really, really epic, you know. Such an epic movie. Everything comes together in this movie, you know. Neville and Luna, they hint that those two could be together, and we never really see it again. It's also kind of funny that Draco gets a son, and he kind of has the same hairstyle as his dad. I don't know. It's a bit weird. But anyway, guys, that's all I can really say. I know you guys were probably expecting a longer one, because sometimes I talk like half an hour, but that's all I can really say. This is not a very long movie. I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Again, I apologize, I'm not in my room, that's why I have to do this handheld. But anyway, Harry Potter Death Wars Part 2, we are done, guys, talking about the Harry Potter franchise. I love this movie. I'm going to continue to love it. I'm going to continue to spread the love of Harry Potter for as long as I can. Monday, I don't know if I can do a top 10. I'll see how it goes, but most likely if I can, then it's probably going to be tonight. But I got a test on Tuesday, so I probably most likely going to study on Monday. But anyway, hopefully next week I should be able to put one more top 10 out, and that's it for top 10s for a very long time. Not forever, just for a while. Let's just say that. But anyway, at the end of the year, there's still going to be my top 10 like favorite movies of the year, stuff like that, you know. But anyway, Harry Potter and Death Wars Part 2, we are done, guys. 10 out of 10, masterpiece. Love this film. David H., you knocked out the park. David Haymans, thank you for producing, you know, these 8 incredible films. This is truly legendary cinema right here. The MCU was inspired so much by Harry Potter. Feige was a fan. You could definitely tell he's definitely a fan. He even said that in an interview one time. It's crazy. Well, not interview, like an article. But anyway, I love this film. Like I said, I will continue to love it. If you have not seen any of the Harry Potter films, I don't understand why would you even watch these videos, because these are in-depth spoiler reviews. But if you are curious, I've given all my thoughts. Now, for those of you wondering, my next franchise, I'm only going to probably decide it next year, but because I reviewed Harry Potter and I've covered like my favorite franchise, I might do my second favorite franchise, which is actually the MCU. Yes, now there's a lot of movies, so I don't know how long that's going to take, but I have an alternative. And this could be the very most likely outcome of what I review next year. Is that instead of MCU, I could cover the 4 Christopher Nolan movies that I own. The Dark Knight trilogy, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, and Inception. I could cover that all next year. Space it out like even like every 4 months a review of those movies. So yeah, but it will all be determined next year. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed this amazing journey through the Harry Potter franchise. I know sometimes these reviews were very long, sometimes they would, but you know, it is what it is. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment down below, share your ranking actually of the Harry Potter franchise. I would love to know your thoughts on all these movies. Spoil the hell you want, guys, out of these movies, because these are in-depth reviews. We're not holding anything back. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. We have now got 40 subs. Hopefully we can get to 50 at some point. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I've been on YouTube for 3 years and I'm going to keep doing this for as long as I can, guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.